Hello everyone, Ace here, and I'm doing a little bit of a special today. So, some of you may have noticed I mentioned something about special cheat codes that you could get with Batman Vengeance in my recent Let's Play. And this is most certainly true, although you have to actually unlock them by picking up these special envelopes. There's 5 in total in the game, and they are marked A, B, C, D, E, respectively. I'm going to show you exactly how to get them. So, let's get started. First of all, you'll notice, of course, that these things are flashing, and they're making a distinct sound. In fact, let me quiet down so you can hear it. Okay, hopefully you can hear that. So, this, of course, indicates that there's an item that can be picked up. And before we continue on to this one specifically, we're going to go through them in alphabetical order, naturally. So, Let's actually go to the very first one. Okay, so the first one is actually on Rooftop Battle, but you're not going to see it till a little bit later on in this particular level, so I'm going to skip ahead to where exactly you need to be. Now, the good news is, because the level is fairly linear, of course, the chances of you going through that particular area in the first place are actually pretty high. So let's get to it, shall we? Okay, so we're actually getting pretty close to where you need to be to unlock the first envelope piece. We'll find it anyways. So we'll go through here. And if you can hear closely, you can actually hear it coming through this door here. But the door's locked. So how do we get to it, you ask? Well, I am so glad you asked. So let's find out, shall we? So first of all, we have to go through here, beat up this guy over here, so he doesn't bother us. There we go. Don't even have to cuff him for this. Well, it might be a good idea too if you want to. Now we have to edge our way down a few ways. And I think one more out of it. There we go. Now that we've made it down here, what we need to do is go this way. Get to the edge here, and you'll notice there's a little bat symbol here. Grapple onto here. This will allow us to open up the door. And there is piece A. Okay, so we've just taken piece A. Now we can exit out. Now we can exit out and we can just continue on, shall we? Puzzle piece B is of course right up there. It is the first puzzle piece that most players will actually see in the game just because it's so readily visible. But getting to it's the tricky part. First, we beat up this guy. The reason we beat up this guy is so he doesn't bother us while we're trying to take it. Now, the real trick to this is to try to get over there, and the way to do that is to try to jump from this platform over to a platform over here before jumping over to here. You cannot use the barrels to get to it. You cannot explode the barrels to get to it. I have tried both. Now, this is probably going to be a lot of trial and error, so I am going to most likely skip ahead to the area where I finally get it right. But something that most people aren't aware of that you need to be aware of with this is, in most platforming games or games with platforming elements, if you want to double jump or glide, the trick is to press the button, then hold it, press and hold it the second time when you're at the height of your jump. Batman's Vengeance is a little bit different in that you actually get the most benefit from pressing and holding the second time as quickly as you can, right after the first time, ideally. So let's try. So I am going to keep at this, and I will start the video back up when I actually get it right for you guys. There we go. So we made it. Now, all that we need to do is jump over there, and we've got it. And that is envelope B. So let's pick it up, and we will carry on to envelope C. Okay, so envelope C is actually here in plant electrocution 2, and the way to do this, first of all, is to drop down here. It's a multi-stage key, or envelope. Now the first step is to pick up this key here. So we'll do that. And now, we'll get up here. And this will allow us to jump up here, then glide across here. Now, we open the door here, kill the thug that's in here, and if you look, right here is envelope C. So, let's pick it up, and we will carry on to envelope D. Envelope D is here in Gasworks, and it's actually one of the tougher ones to get. Now, I struggled off-screen with B quite a bit before finally getting it right, and I'm probably going to have to skip a large chunk of tries on Part D on Envelope D as well because of how challenging it can be. But the stages that you have to follow are as such. First, we will have to get across here, and it is a little bit more out of the way this time, so I am going to show you exactly how to get there while we're dodging gunfire and all that. Okay, so we made it past all that. Now, we're going to use our batarangs to deal with any bad guys that are up here. There should be 2. We'll want to disarm both of them for this. Okay. That guy's disarmed. And that guy's disarmed. Good. Now, it's a simple matter of getting over here. But this isn't the challenging part. First we'll defeat this guy just for the sake of it. Okay. And he's done for. Good. Now, where you have to go to get envelope D is down through there. And you have to get onto those wooden boxes. And this is probably going to be a measure of trial and error, which is why if you see a fade in this, that's because I've had to do this multiple times, and it can be a bit irritating. So let's try it. You do have a limited amount of time to stay on those boxes, by the way, because they will crack. But we have made it to envelope D. And we were actually able to get it in one go, which is very surprising. But yeah, this thing is actually, I've found it personally to be easier than envelope B, but that is just me. It's a matter of knowing when to stop gliding. Knowing when to glide and when to stop gliding. But the good news is, if you don't want to go through all this, again, you don't have to. You could actually just fall into the goo here by accident, and you will still keep the envelope. But, so let's see. See how I'm gliding and then stopping the glide? This is how you do this. Out of this. So we did it. But you don't have to go through all that second half. You could just fall in, die, and you'll still keep it. But anyways, let's get on to part D. Envelope E is actually on the very next level in the SWAT chase scene. But it's a little bit further down in the level. So I'm going to show you exactly where it is. Because let's face it, this level is about as linear as it gets, so you will have to go through that area at some point. So I am going to fade and skip ahead for you guys, so you don't have to see me play this mission yet again. And I will see you guys on the other side. Okay, so we've made it to basically where we need to be. This is the building that, if you remember, when we jump down to, there's an elevator in. Okay, so what you want to do is first of all get out of the way of the elevator. We'll wait for it to go down and then go back up. This is actually a multi-stage envelope to get to. It can be a bit tricky. So what we'll do is we'll wait for the elevator to get back up. Destroy that with a batarang. It's a good thing they supplied us some. And that opens the door there. Now, what we need to do is try to get into the door. Easy enough. This is not the actual puzzle pieces, or the envelope itself. It is, however, a key to it. So we got the key, which is good. Alright, so we'll wait for that to go back up. You do not want to be under that thing when it comes down. So this is actually a fairly easy one to get once you know how to do the puzzle and all that. And we'll wait for the elevator to come back down. But since we got the key now, thanks to that little room being opened up and all that. Come on. Here we go. Okay, you can hear it already, so we'll get over here. Here, we made it. Now, we'll use the key to unlock the door here. And lying down there is envelope E. We'll pick it up. And that is all 5 of the envelopes. What do they do, you ask? Well, when you beat the game, you do have to beat the game first for these to actually take effect, or have the option to use them. But the way they work is, they will... is that they will eventually, once you beat the game, you'll have the option of toggling them on and off. And it works by the number of them that you have, not by any particular... they're not assigned to any particular cheat, but the cheats in question are unlimited ammo, unlimited power, you know, that little fighting meter that you get to use special moves, unlimited health, double damage, and invisibility. And with that, I have just shown you how to unlock all the cheats in Batman Vengeance. I am not quite the first person to ever do this. There was one other person, although his video, as I may have mentioned, is not particularly well done on this issue. It's the camera quality, well, they basically just filmed a TV screen of it, they didn't actually record from the gameplay, so it is very low res and poor picture quality. And they didn't go into explaining how to do this stuff particularly well either, which is something I hope that I've been able to accomplish with this. So, yeah, that is how to get all the cheats. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.